Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? How are you? Thank you for joining us tonight on the 2025 edition of Kwanzaa Live, brought to you by Act Enough Incorporated, your friendly neighborhood nonprofit community service organization. I am Gary Holland. This is my lovely wife, Jeanette Holland, and we're glad that you're joining us tonight for Kwanzaa Live. As some of you may know, we've done this for the last several years, and our goal really is just to educate people about Kwanzaa and to hopefully help some families implement new customs and traditions, celebrating culture, celebrating history, and just reinstituting hope. As you see, we don't have a really nice podcast studio. We don't have podcast mics and cameras, and we're coming to you right from our home, coming to you from our basement. And we introduce you and welcome you into our home tonight as we talk about Kwanzaa Live tonight. The way tonight's going to roll is that we're going to start with an overview of Kwanzaa that Jeanette's going to provide, and then I'm going to talk about some of the specifics about some of the things you see right here in front of us. Then we're going to have a message shared with you. It's about 7-8 minutes from a very good friend of ours, Bishop Ron Willis from Vision Community Church. And he's going to talk about today's principle, which is Umoja, or unity. One thing I want you to remember, we're going to start each night after this with the words Habari Gani. Habari Gani. Habari Gani means Habari Gani. What does that mean? You remember? Habari Gani means what's the news? And your response to Habari Gani throughout the period of Kwanzaa should be the principle of the day. Mm-hmm. So if I were to say Habari Gani today, what would you say? Unity.
Yes.
Say it.
Unity.
so next, every night from now on, I'm going to say
Habari Gani.
Umoja, unity.
Okay.
All right. So somebody says Habari Gani to you at the gas station. Make sure you know what the principle is for the day and just say the principle back to them. And that way you'll have your own secret Kwanzaa handshake. Look, we see Tammy is on. Teresa. Hey, Teresa. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Elder Horn is on from Texas. Yolandria is on. Not sure where you are in this country, Yolandria. Thank you for joining us online. And thank you all for joining us. And please let others know to join us tonight as we jump right in. Tonight, the introduction will be just a few minutes longer than it'll be the rest of the week because we're going to set a foundation tonight on just the basis of Kwanzaa, the history of Kwanzaa, and the 7 materials that we have here. And then we're going to jump right on into our message for tonight. And then we'll come back and wrap it up and answer any questions that you may have. So if you have questions, put them into the comments. We'll come back to the questions later on tonight. Okay. But what we're going to do now is we're going to start with an overview of Kwanzaa that Jeanette is going to share with us. So go right ahead, Ms. Holland.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Kwanzaa is a 7-day cultural celebration rooted in African values, traditions, and history. Created in 1966 by Dr. Karinja, Kwanzaa emphasizes unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith, known collectively as Ugozo Sabah. Central to the celebration are 7 symbolic materials, each representing key African principles and community values. It is not a religious activity. It's about collaboration and asking questions. How are you building? Who are you building with? And what legacy are you leaving? We celebrate from December the 25th through January the 1st. And Gary will talk more about the 7 symbolic materials that we will be using.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jeanette, for sharing that background with us and with those that may not be as familiar with the history of Kwanzaa as other people are. As you see here, we have our setup for Kwanzaa. We try to set it up every year. Doing Kwanzaa Live helps us to set it up. And I'm going to go through what some of these things mean for you so you understand why we have what we have here. And you can get all of this. You can get your Kwanzaa set today on Amazon. It's $20 and it'll arrive tomorrow if you have Amazon Prime. All right. So there's nothing stopping you from participating with us live as we do this live. So what you see here all of these materials sit on a mat, on the bamboo mat. If you can see that here, it's called the mkeka. The mkeka. The mkeka is the mat. It's woven, right? So it can't just be your bathroom towel or a wash rag. It has to be a woven mat, and it's traditionally made of straw or cloth, right? And it's placed at the center of the Kwanzaa display, and you put the materials on it. The mkeka, or the mat, represents the foundation. It represents the foundation of our culture, of our history, and the foundation that we build our communities on. So the mat is very, very important, and everything is placed on the mat, showing that the things that we build Kwanzaa upon are built on a solid foundation. Next is the kinara. The kinara is the candle holder that you see here. Ours is right here. It looks like what you see in the background there, but it's typically made of wood, and you see the 7 candles that are on the top of the kinara. In the center of the kinara is the black candle, and that is lit first every night. That represents Umoja. That represents unity. So the first candle lit every night is the black candle in the center. And as we go through the week, you'll see us alternate green, red, as we light a different candle representing that night's or that day's principle. Right. So you see the kinara. It's not religious. I know in the Jewish faith, we see, you know, the 7 candles. This is not religious at all. It represents the 7 principles that we'll talk about as we go through Kwanzaa. And the 7 candles are actually called the Mishuma Saba. The Mishuma Saba. Those are the 7 candles. And there's symbolism to the colors too. When I was reading up on it, it reminded me, I hadn't thought about it since last year, but the black candle represents the people. The black candle represents the people, and it's lit every night for unity, for Umoja, but black represents the people. Red represents the struggle and sacrifice of people of color throughout the years. Green represents hope. Green represents hope. So as we go through the different principles, think about that principle and what color it is and how that color relates to hope or relates to the struggle and sacrifice of people of color throughout time. So I love how the symbolism is there showing us, yeah, we've had some tough times, but we have hope for the future. So the colors do mean something. Also, there's an ear of corn. It's called the muhindi. And the ear of corn is also placed on the mkeka, on the mat. And there's typically one for each child in the household. We came back from Williamsburg today and didn't have time to stop by the store to get ears of corn for our kids. So tomorrow you'll see 5 ears of corn on our mkeka, one for Jasmine, Brandy, Kenya, Matthew, and Keon. So you're going to see the corn on our mkeka tomorrow, representing typically one for each child in the household, symbolizing children and our responsibility to nurture our children. Yes. And to raise our children based on these principles. These principles apply to anyone, any faith, any color, any culture, etc. So the corn represents children, and you'll see ours tomorrow. Also, the mazal represents the crops, and you see that here on ours. We have apples, we have grapes, and it represents the fruit and vegetable. It represents the harvest. It represents productivity. It represents the rewards of our collective effort, our collective labor. That's what the harvest represents, the rewards of our labor. And we also have the unity cup. Right here is ours. We have the unity cup, and the cup is used during ceremonies to share drink, to share symbolic drink, and it represents oneness and collective identity. Okay. Represents unity. That's what the unity cup represents. And when you order your set, you'll get a kinara, you'll get your candles, you'll get your mkeka, and you'll get the unity cup. All right. You won't get the harvest and you won't get the corn. You got to get that yourself. All right. And then also you see the zawadi, or the gifts. Typically, gifts are exchanged at the end of Kwanzaa. Typically on the first, there's a feast and a gift exchange. And gifts are culturally meaningful, reinforcing our values, our creativity, and our growth. It's not about commercialism at all. All right. Typically, we do the New Year's Day Spades Fellowship. So we have a feast on New Year's Day. And you all may not realize that when you come to the house for that, you're participating in our wrap-up of Kwanzaa. And the gift you give us, your zawadi to us, is your presence and your participation, and you're losing at spades as well. So those are the 7 symbolic artifacts that you see here on the mkeka, that you'll see every night. And that's the meaning behind all of them. All right. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and light the center candle, the black candle tonight, which represents Umoja, or represents our theme, our principle for today, which is Umoja, which is unity. And every night we'll light that candle first, and then we'll light the other candles based on the theme or the principle for that day. So now we're going to switch over to our good friend, Bishop Ron Willis from Vision Community Church right here in Fredericksburg, and he's going to share his thoughts about Umoja. All right, so buckle up, sit back, just 7-8 minutes long, and then we'll come back and wrap up tonight. Thanks again for joining us on Kwanzaa Live 2025, brought to you by Act Enough. And she's the president of Act Enough, by the way. It's good to have a pretty president, right? Here you go, Bishop Willis.
Good evening. My name is Bishop Ron Willis. I am the senior pastor at Vision Community Church here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I have the privilege and honor of bringing this first principle, Kwanzaa principle, on today. Before I do that, I want to take and thank Pastor Gary and Lady Jeanette for this honor and privilege to come before you, and to also those who will be coming behind me in the next days, giving their principles. My principle for the first day of Kwanzaa is Umoja. Umoja. It celebrates the inaugural day of Kwanzaa, which on today, December 26th, and it's a great importance in this week-long festival, setting the foundation for the values and reflections that will follow the days after. But I want to do like kind of more of a deeper dive in understanding that Umoja is rooted in the African Swahili philosophy of where the group is considered paramount to encourage the work together for the common goal. And Umoja, I think, transcends today for me the cultural boundaries, as we as a people emphasizing the need of togetherness, the need to be unified, the need that we emphasize that we as a people, especially in the African American community worldwide, as we face these challenges and before us. And this past year has been a very challenging time for us as a people. But also there's great opportunity ahead of us, I believe, if we just can come and bring unity and togetherness. In observance on today, there's a black candle that is placed in the center of the candle holder, and it symbolizes Umoja, unity. It's centered around the discussion of how we can strengthen our bonds and come to the table and be together. I think that we as a people, if we're so much divided now that everybody's is everywhere, but I believe there's opportunity that we can unify and we can strengthen our bonds within our circles. Just as a pastor in the community, strengthen my bonds with other churches, other organizations, other nonprofits. Act Enough is one of our partners, and just come together and support one another in various ways and stuff that makes us stronger. What that means to me is that I don't have to always have stuff. I can go support other people. I can encourage other people. I can have collaboration with other people, that we can strengthen and support one another, that we can bring unity to our communities, to our families and stuff, to our communities, and then there's a broader implication sometimes that we need to understand is that the uh, social unity uh, encourages us as a people of color, the African American people community, of coming together. We have already just known in our backyards here in Stafford County in this past uh, political election. Uh, we've seen that on our board of supervisors that is coming in January, that we're going to have 5 African Americans on this board, and it's never been done. And I believe that we have great opportunity, not only in here in Stafford, but even in the movement of the Commonwealth, to see African Americans appointed to certain positions within the Commonwealth. And so I feel that um, this is an opportunity not only for just me, for everybody, but then also uh, Umoja, for me, brings bonding, um, family bonding, and I think that is so important. And I think it's a reflection, the importance of family, the importance, the strength that comes from family and stuff, the point, the strength that comes bonding and having unity with my wife and my children, my 3 beautiful children and stuff, and that brings the tide, brothers and sisters. And there's so many families that are out there that don't have unity. And I think that's where this word for me comes in, togetherness. There's no perfect family. No, there's not. There's no perfect family. But in our families, uh, but we have to be unified. We have to stand together. Sometimes we just have to put the past and move on so we won't be stuck. And I think what this word unity is saying to us, this first principle is that sometimes uh, we have to keep moving, learn to move on, and so we can be unified and stuff. Yeah, I know they may have did you wrong. I know they may have hurt you. I know there may be pain behind it. But in the importance of togetherness and family, a unified family is a powerful family.
Mm-hmm.
And then Umoja is also in the community. It's again the work. There's so much work in our community that we could do. There's so much work, and I love collaboration. I love meeting with other leaders and people in our community that we can come together and collaborate in how we can make our community stronger. And I know there's going to be challenges. Anytime changes come, but if we unify and if we come together and we celebrate uh, unity and togetherness, I believe that great things will come with that. So I encourage you to reflect on this. Reflect on your role. How can you unify and bring togetherness? How can you bring unity in every day of your life? This application. I know it's in the week of Kwanzaa, but I believe Umoja encourages us not only for the week of Kwanzaa, but throughout the whole year in preparation to be unified, to have unity, togetherness, again, in our families and in our communities and our social movements and stuff. But finally, before I let you go, the one last thing I want to make sure that I really want to say about Umoja is teaching our children and our young people the power of unifying. There's power, I'm telling you, it's power, and that's our history. We've seen it. When we unify, when we come together, When we put down our differences and we show the younger people the power of being unified and the power of unity and the power of having collaborative efforts, having real conversations, it focuses not on us, but what the assignment is. So I want to thank you again. Thank you for this opportunity. Happy Kwanzaa to you. God bless you.
All right.
That was good. That was really good.
Thank you so much, Bishop.
Thank you,
Willis,
Bishop.
for sharing with us your thoughts on unity, on Umoja. That was good.
That was, yeah. And I really like the fact that he talks about family and unifying family and getting together and coming together on one accord. I love that.
Yeah. Wow. I kept thinking about the Mkeka here, the Met, the foundation. And I see how when I've read up on this before, it's the foundation that everything else is built on that you see here, much like the black candle is the first candle lit, symbolizing unity, and everything spreads from that. And I'm just thinking about foundations tonight and how important it is that we, stand together.
Yeah, the Bible talks about, building on a strong foundation.
Yeah.
And the family is the core of that strong foundation, and keeping the family together. I love the holidays because, we're able to get together and come together and, like you said, squash things you might have been hurt, but you're just being able to come together. And I think it's very important for the new year to really practice these principles and get them down because we're starting a new year. We want to start with those foundations and, also take a look at the current year and what's happened in the current year and realize that we need to do a shift, just a little shift, and make sure that we understand these founding principles.
Yeah. You look good. You look good. I'm looking at you on the screen. You look radiant. You just look good. Can we be unified?
Yes, unified.
Look,
together.
This is tonight's been great. Every night's going to get better and better and better, if that's even possible. Let's double the numbers. I saw 24 was the highest number I saw for attendees tonight. Let's shoot for 48 tomorrow night. Invite somebody, share. You can share the recording. It's going to be in Facebook. Let people know that we're going to be here. We're going to keep it short and sweet. As a matter of fact, we are done. We are done for tonight. Let somebody know. Tomorrow is Kuji Chakulia, self-determination.
Say it again.
Kuji Chakulia.
One more time.
Kuji Chakulia. So if you hear Habari Ghani tomorrow, your response should be Kuji Chakulia, self-determination.
Self-determination. I'll say that. Self-determination.
Self-determination works. A very dear friend of ours is presenting tomorrow. Do you know who? No? Kevis Mitchell.
Okay.
A very dear friend of ours. He lives in Ohio now.
Oh, wow.
I believe. And he's presenting on Kuji Chakulia. So I'm looking forward to see what Kevis has to share tomorrow night. Remember, Habari Ghani tomorrow, Kuji Chakulia, or self-determination is a response. Happy Kwanzaa, everybody. And text me to remind me to get those ears of corn for our Mkeka tomorrow, representing our kids, okay? God bless you. Thanks for joining. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern for Kwanzaa Live 2025. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.